don't pop the champagne just yet. Your offer just got accepted. Now what? There are still a lot of things that need to happen before you can get the keys. So buckle up. This is where the journey actually begins. Most people think that the hard part is over once your offer gets accepted, but we still have mortgage underwriting, title work, inspections, appraisal, and negotiating through that as well. So I'm going to walk you through step by step what happens after your offer gets accepted. Hey everyone, my name is Marina Ruiz and I am a local realtor here in Philly and the surrounding suburbs. On this channel, we talk about all things real estate. My goal is to provide educational content for both buyers and sellers in the city and the surrounding suburbs. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to get more content like this. And if you want me to cover a specific topic, comment below and I will make sure that it gets on the topic list for videos. So when your offer gets accepted, I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna say, pack your bags. Let's get moving. But hold the brakes. Don't start packing everything yet because we still have a lot to do. What I'm gonna say first is you're gonna receive this big email from me that outlines all the contract dates, steps, and everything that's going to be happening from now until closing day. So in this email, I'm going to lay out the execution date. The execution date is when both the buyer and the seller have signed the papers. So that would be day 0. And I feel like I should make up a fake deal. So let's just say we're buying this $400,000 house. We have a $5,000 earnest money deposit. We're doing an inspection contingency, which includes general home inspection, a radon inspection, and a termite inspection. Those are the top common 3 in Philly. And let's say you're getting a mortgage and you are putting 10% down. Okay, so let's also say it is March 5th, because we need a date. I'm calling you up on March 5th. The sellers just signed. Congratulations. We have a deal. Okay, so now I'm going to say, yay, congrats, go celebrate. By the end of the day, you're going to get a huge email from me outlining your roadmap to settlement. That's going to have, like I said, the execution date. You have 7 days to apply for your mortgage application. So from execution date on March 5th, that is day 0. 7 days to apply for your mortgage, but more importantly, you have 5 days to submit your earnest money deposit. So day 0 is March 5th, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Day 5 is March 10th. So in the email, we've got our mortgage application deadline, our title insurance deadline. What else do I have in my email? As if I don't send this all the time. Execution date, deposit due. So I'm going to send you this big long email and it's going to have everything in it from execution date to when your earnest money deposit is due, your mortgage application deadline, your mortgage commitment deadline, inspections, and that's going to include the first 10-day inspection period is for the buyer to schedule, conduct, and provide a reply to inspections for the seller. So we do our inspections and they say there's a leak in the sink and there's a few bad outlets and the roof needs to be resealed. So by day 10, we must provide a letter to the seller saying, hey, we want you to fix A, B, and C, and or give us a credit in the amount of $5,000, and that would go back to you on closing day. So I'm jumping all over the place, and let me rewind back. We're still in the email. So I'm lining out all these dates from inspections to mortgage dates and when you should get your utilities switched over. You should get homeowners insurance. A few recommendations that I have: how to wire the earnest money deposit or where to drop off a check if applicable. And let's see, I have my email here. That's all. That's all in my big first email that I send. Okay, now I'm going to be texting you and say, hey, we need to schedule inspections ASAP. So I always have a pocket full of people that I can recommend for whatever you can imagine. I will send over my recommendations. If you have someone that you want to do the inspection with, that's fine. We got to get that done ASAP. The sooner the better, because after that, we can start negotiating. Now, like I said, the reply to the seller is due by day 10. If we conduct the inspection on day 2 and get our inspection report back on day 4, we can start negotiating early, and yet that does not move up our day 10. Because after day 10, the sellers then have 5 days to reply to the buyer. So even if we start negotiating back and forth with the seller what we want from inspections on day 4, that means we still have 6 plus 5 more days for the seller to really answer us. And then after those 5 days, we have 2 days for both the buyer and the seller to come to terms on inspections and what we will agree upon, the seller either fixing or crediting back. Or the buyer can take the property as is. So we have our inspections within 10 days. You probably sometime in that time period have wired your earnest money deposit. Remember, this is a $400,000 deal. Your earnest money deposit is $5,000, which is on the lower side, but pretty standard. Generally between around $5,000 to $10,000 would be a normal deposit amount. So you send your earnest money deposit, we do our inspections, and now everything is kind of happening in the background with the lender and title people. They're making sure that you're getting clean ownership of this property. And if anything comes back, they'll let us know. I one time had a buyer. She has a pretty common name, and they had a lien come up in her name because she had some credit card debt. And I was like, oh, that's not like my girl. She's pretty organized. She wouldn't have unpaid credit card debt without telling me. Lo and behold, there was another girl with the same name in the area, and it was not her. So we just had to clear that up with title, and we were moving along. So the lender will also send out an appraiser while we were under contract. The buyer pays not only for the appraiser, they also pay for inspections. So the lender will send out an appraiser, and the appraiser's job is to confirm that the property is worth the amount that the bank is loaning you. So let's say that the property appraises low and it comes up at $390,000. What do we do now? So you can either A, negotiate with the seller to bring the purchase price down to $390K, or you can walk away because this is outside of your mortgage terms that we put in our offer, and your offer is contingent on getting a mortgage in those terms. So you could walk away and get your earnest money deposit back, because everything that we do protects your earnest money deposit. But nobody wants to kill a deal over that. If you really want the house, maybe you and the seller agree to meet in the middle, and you both pay the delta of the remaining $10K. You can split that, or get the seller to pay it all. There's really a solution to every problem that we have in real estate. I'm just going over every single scenario. I've never had an appraisal come in low. It happens once in a blue moon. I mean, I have a large team. We're always collaborating. I'm hearing about deals all the time and what's happening. So I'm not a stranger to it. I know it happens, but it's not so often. That's why we work with local lenders who have appraisers who know our hyper-local market, because it's really important that we don't choose big banks who, well, I mean, working with big banks is fine. Let me take a step back. Working with big banks is fine, but sometimes random banks or lenders will send a random appraiser from Lancaster who has no business being up in our market and will ruin the deal with an appraisal because he doesn't know the difference between Havertown and Upper Darby. So I digress. We have the appraisal stage of the deal, and let's say it's also best case scenario, the appraisal comes back at $410,000. You get instant equity of $10,000. My cat is eating what he shouldn't be. So the appraisal gets confirmed, you get instant equity, you finalize the loan, and now it's time to secure homeowner's insurance. When you have a mortgage, your lender requires you to get homeowner's insurance. It's a good thing to have anyway, so go ahead, get a few quotes, make sure you're protected. In Philly, I always recommend to my clients to get AWR, American Water Resources. $11 a month protects you from your house to your sidewalk. If anything happens with your pipes or your sewer, it's covered by your $11 a month to AWR. Small fee to save you thousands and thousands of dollars if anything happens. And again, title's working hard in the background to make sure that you get clean ownership of this property. We now have a title commitment and we are scheduling settlement. I usually recommend Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursdays because Mondays it's not great after the weekend, just with bank hours and stuff. We don't want to have any delays. And then also Fridays, if there are any delays on closing day, we then have to wait till Monday. So I recommend Tuesdays through Thursdays for settlements, just to avoid any delays. Then on closing day, we are going to do a final walkthrough of the property. We're going to go confirm that the property was left in the same condition that we last saw it. We're going to confirm that they left everything that was included, like appliances and window treatments and light fixtures. And we're going to double check that the sellers fixed what they were supposed to fix if applicable. Then we'll head to closing and you're going to get the keys and you're going to sign a lot of papers, but it's going to be really fun because I always play music at my closings. Then you are officially a homeowner. Now we can pop the champagne. I feel like this was all over the place, but I hope it helps you understand what's going on in the process. And don't worry, with a great agent, you will be aware of each step by step and know what's going on. Especially when you have my long email that I send in the beginning. You can always reference that if you're ever confused. It lines out everything beautifully. Yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, go check out some of my other videos. I really enjoy making these and I hope at least one person finds value in them. If you do, leave a comment and say, I like this video or whatever else. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.